everyone, my name is Maria Yuan. I am the founder and CEO of IssueVoter, a nonpartisan civic engagement platform. The idea for IssueVoter started when I was a campaign manager in Iowa and saw firsthand so much focus on elections, yet no way to stay engaged with what our reps are doing throughout the year. You wouldn't pay and promote an employee without seeing any of their work, yet that's what we do when we vote and re-elect our representatives. And it's the time between elections when the real work that affects our lives gets done. But we're living in an outdated system. Bills are hard to research and understand. Contacting reps still involves snail mail, picking up the phone, and filling out long forms online. And petitions don't work. To elected officials, there's simply a list of names. You may or may not be a constituent, and the signer has no way to track outcomes. So I founded IssueVoter to make your voice count on issues you care about before laws pass and track whether you're being represented throughout the year. Here's how it works. You start by choosing issues. As politics has become more and more polarized, it's individual issues that matter. So you choose the ones that are important to you, like education or healthcare or technology. Then you get alerts delivered right to your inbox whenever there's a new bill up for vote on an issue you care about. We put it in layman's terms and tell you what both sides are saying. One click sends your opinion to your rep before Congress votes, and then you can also track on the platform year-round the percentage of time your rep is voting how you would want them to vote on issues you care about. So it helps you really become a more informed voter at election time. And since the November election, we've sent opinions to Congress from users in all 50 states. And they really like that IssueVoter engages them civically throughout the year with regular reminders on when to send their opinions. So now that we've solved civic engagement, let's talk about corporate strategy. Specifically, corporate social responsibility, employee engagement, cause marketing, and communication strategy. Last year, over $15 billion was spent on CSR, and it's increasingly become employee-led. We know that purpose-driven companies benefit from having 20% longer employee tenure, and externally, we know that consumers are becoming more and more socially conscious. 87% said that they would purchase a product if a company had advocated on an issue they care about. Also, a growing trend is companies speaking out on controversial political issues. But how do companies effectively design and execute these strategies without knowing what issues their employees or customers care about most? I would say that they don't. Last year, the most money was spent on education, but according to Gallup, most people care about healthcare, and most millennials care about racial equality. Also, less than a third of employees participate in corporate volunteer programs. But would that number be higher if the causes actually matched their top issues? For some companies, the cause is obvious, a pet food company advocating for animal rights, for example. But for most, it's not so clear. Many of you face the challenge of choosing what issues to advocate for. Harder still is knowing if or when to speak out on current events, which may seem political. You could do expensive market research, you could conduct a focus group, you could send out a survey. But these may not be current, not necessarily truly representative, and you wouldn't send a survey before every decision or after every piece of breaking news. So to that end, I am excited to announce publicly for the first time that IssueVoter is launching a corporate engagement model. Similar to how over 40 companies like American Airlines, Starbucks, Target partnered with TurboVote, encouraging voter registration, companies can partner with IssueVoter to encourage year-round civic engagement while remaining nonpartisan. What these companies and organizations and partners would receive is anonymous aggregate data on what their employees or customers care about. In addition to that, they can see where they stand on those issues and even compare that to the broader IssueVoter universe. And that information can then inform your internal CSR strategy, employee engagement initiatives, and external cause marketing campaigns and communication plans. So by using innovative technology and really understanding data, that's a great value. But what really goes beyond that, and what I think is really exciting, is it's also a way to provide year-round engagement, to bring an element of democracy to your strategy, and to become a leader in the growing civic engagement movement. And that has a real impact. So at IssueVoter, we know that employees don't check the issues they care about at the door. Their passions make them dedicated. And we also know that increasingly, it's becoming important for companies, brands, and images to care about what their customers care about. And at IssueVoter, we're about issues. We want to help voters understand the issues in their democracy. We want to help companies understand what issues they should be advocating for. We want to basically, really keep people better engaged. And so, I hope that you will reach out to me if this is interesting to you, to find out how you can partner with IssueVoter or work together or help, get the word out about civic engagement. And also, I think that another important impact is really the bigger picture impact of what this could do for our democracy and for our society. And also, if you have other people that you know that you'd like to introduce us to, please reach out. And thank you so much for your time, and I hope to see a lot of you at the reception. Thanks.